Breaking news right now. We want to go live to downtown LA where the Muslim Public Affairs Council holding a news conference with law enforcement, and it looks like they are just about ready to speak. They're going to be talking, of course, about yesterday's deadly shooting rampage in San Bernardino. Again, this will be a joint news conference. The Muslim Public Affairs Council and law enforcement, including Mike Downing of the LAPD.
All right. Good afternoon. My name is Salam Al-Marayati, S-A-L-A-M-A-L-M-A-R-A-Y-A-T-I. I'm the president of the Muslim Public Affairs Council. And as we're all trying to gather the scattered information about the tragedy yesterday in San Bernardino and the incident in the Inland Regional Center, we are gathering communities to demonstrate a united front in terms of dealing with the aftermath, relief for the victims, prayers to help in the healing process, and also working in partnership with law enforcement as it continues its investigation to determine what motivated this atrocity. We're very disturbed by what happened. As people of faith and as civic leaders, I think we want one message to go out to the public and really to the world that's very clear. We are united in dealing with this form of violence, in countering anything that is causing this kind of behavior. And so we have called for full cooperation to the communities with law enforcement on this issue. And we've asked local communities there to continue with the relief efforts, to help in the restoration of the regional center, and to build even stronger bonds along faith lines between civic leaders, and to develop the partnership with law enforcement throughout the region. We don't know if this represents a new chapter in dealing with the problem of terrorism or not. We'll have to await the details of that investigation. But at the same time, we don't need to wait because we are very aware of the nefarious objectives and goals of groups like ISIS and Al-Qaeda that is trying to divide our society and to terrorize us. And our message to them is we will not be terrorized. We will not be intimidated by them, and we will not be intimidated by hate mongers here who exploit the fear and hysteria that results from incidents like this. They are wicked opportunists. So we have great challenges before us, but I think as you see the assembly of leaders like this, we're prepared, and we believe a united front is the best answer to deal with these kinds of problems. Daniel Tam is here from the city of LA, Reverend Ed Bacon from All Saints Church, one of our great interfaith leaders. Of course, you know Deputy Chief Mike Downing, Narinjan from the Sikh American community, Commander Frank from LAPD, Susan Russell, Jumana Sawan from the LA City Human Relations Commission, Monica Lamelli from the LA County Human Relations Commission, and Ali Jakvani from the Islamic Center of San Gabriel are here. So with that, I'd like Chief Downing to say a few words, and then we'll have other people make comments as well, and then we'll take your questions.
Thank you. Good afternoon. You know, as we've said, with any crisis comes danger. Danger in that what we've witnessed, the violence in our communities, but also opportunity. Opportunity to show that our real strength in this region is the partnerships that we've developed with the communities, the interfaith partnership that we have, and especially the Muslim leaders who stand up, not only denounce this, but work very hard to prevent it. And so I'd like two messages to be delivered today. One is that the greatest strength we have and the longer sustaining solution to this phenomena that we're experiencing today rests with the communities, all of the communities. The second message is that we need the community's help. We need the community's help in any type of suspicious behavior that they observe. Not about people, not about stereotyping people. It's about profiling behavior, the behavior that they're involved in. In Los Angeles, we have the iWatch campaign. iWatchLA.org, 877-A threat, see something, say something. There is a way to report this. There's a free app you can download at the Apple Store, iWatchLA. Please do it, cooperate. We need you to stand up and we need you to partner with us as we continue to protect our communities. So thanks for the leadership of Salam Al-Madiyati, Reverend Bacon, the Mayor's Office, your engine, my partner, Commander Horace Frank. And whether this marks a new day or not, it doesn't really matter. We all need to step up and participate and find ways to lead beyond the walls of our own institutions and our homes to protect the communities and the friends around us. Thank you.
Thank you. I just wanted to underscore that, we're dealing with violent crime, and the fact is several people were killed and injured yesterday, and I don't think it matters to them what the motivation is. So we're dealing with motivational issues and questions in terms of how to create better policy to confront it. But at the same time, I think we need to remind ourselves that our hearts and our prayers are with the families and the victims of the people in San Bernardino who suffered from a violent crime yesterday. So with that, Ed, would you like to say a few words?
Good afternoon. I'm Ed Bacon, the rector of All Saints Church in Pasadena, a proud member of the very active interfaith community in Los Angeles, which we have cultivated and we promote over decades of work. Our hearts are broken at this moment in time. Our hearts go out to all people who are negatively impacted by this horrible event. And that leads people of faith to prayer. It's very important, however, for us to understand that a correct understanding of prayer is prayerful action. Peace and justice will simply not descend from above. Peace and justice comes as a result of people working in partnership and organizing across interfaith lines to say, we will work for justice and we will work for peace. This is not a time to be blaming any religious or ethnic identity. This is time for us to come together.
And we're listening to a news conference from the Muslim Public Affairs Council. They're also meeting with members of the LAPD and other interfaith leaders. Today, the Muslim Public Affairs Council is saying that they're calling out for full cooperation from their communities to join with city and civic leaders to come together to hopefully find some answers here. And also, Mike Downing, Deputy Chief of the LAPD, echoing that, saying that the greatest strength we have rests in our community. He says, if you see something, say something. And of course, he mentioned the app there, iWatchLA.org, to help the community get involved with all this.